Well, it's been a year since I purchased my 2023 350 XCF, and yeah, been a great bike so far. I wasn't going to do a video for the 1 year review, but I looked on YouTube. There's not really a whole lot of people that have anything there as far as reliability and how the bikes perform down the road. So I thought I'd, give you some of my 2 cents on that, what I found that worked, what didn't work, what I like about the bike, what I don't like. So anyway, without further ado, here is my 2023 KTM 350 XCF. Year old this month, actually a year old just a couple of days ago. Right now, currently I have about 45 hours on it. Now that's not a lot of hours, but I also got this bike that I've been riding probably half the time, which is a 2020 300 XC. I'll go back to that later. So yeah, been a year. Hard to believe it's been that long already. Great bike. Really no problems at all. So anyway, I'm going to start off with some of the mods, some of the things I've done on this bike, and I'm going to go to the likes and dislikes, that type of thing. Well, as you can see, the seat concepts. And I've also got this on my 300. I love seat concepts. I've had them on other bikes. This one's a tall version. They're not cheap, but they do a great job, especially if you're a taller rider. They really help the standing, the sitting, getting up your butt up off the pegs. In that respect, I like it. The bars were pretty good, but I actually put on these Wyndham. I think they're like a copy of the Suzuki Bend, and a little bit taller, smidgen more sweep back, but I kind of like that. So it just gives me a little bit more room in the cockpit. And that said, this bike has a lot of room as is. It's not a problem at all. But those bars just kind of give me a one-up on there. Okay, after that, actually in the drivetrain, I put on a 49 rear, stock is 47, just to close up the gearing spacing a little bit. I rode this quite a bit of moto last year, a couple different tracks, besides my desert fast trails, and just tightened everything up. And I kind of like that. You can actually use 6th gear, where before 6th gear was kind of useless. And this bike doesn't come with a spark arrestor, so I put on a Fastway screen on the back here. Yeah, you have to do a little bit of drilling with the other one, but maybe an hour you can have this on. I kind of like the way it looks. Bike's no quieter at all, but that said, it's a kind of a nice accessory, nice to have on there. Little other doodads. This bike comes with a skid plate already from the factory. It's a nice skid plate. So I really see no reason to replace that. And I think that's probably pretty much it for the mods. And I'll get into the suspension. I have done some suspension upgrades on it, which I'll get to right now. Shock spring. Stock, they're sprung for up to 180, 190 pound rider. With gear, I'm 240, 245. So I installed a 5.2, which really seemed to help a lot. That way I could get my free sag where it's supposed to be. When you do this, you got to be really diligent about giving a little bit more rebound in your rear shock. Otherwise, it's going to rebound too fast, and that's the problem I had. But once a couple clicks, it did really well. Air forks, yeah. Nobody likes them, right? Actually, I like the air forks, especially for a heavier rider. You just got to play with them a little bit. I run stock settings, 140, 145 air. PSI, and on the compression side I go with the sports settings, and it seems to work out pretty good for both moto and trails. It's kind of ironic. These forks work better with more air, where by 2020 with the air forks they work better with less air. But these do have a good ride, good plush ride. I guess for 24 they went back to a regular spring fork, and I've been hearing some good things about them, so that might be something I'll have to look at a little bit later. And I think that's about it for mods. Likes. What do I like about this bike? It's light feeling. It's got a real flickable feel to it. That, along with in 23 they stiffened up the chassis, as everybody knows, but I really like it. In order to benefit from that, you need to ride kind of aggressive, but I like it. I just like the way it feels. It's more predictable. Newer riders might not like the stiffer chassis, but hey, I think they're pretty good. So, and yeah, been a great bike. The bike starts good. Another thing I really like about it, easy access to the air filter right here. You just pull it off, bam, you're right there. I mean, that's really predictable, easy to get to. So that's really a benefit. Really, I mean, it's just one of those bikes that you just get on, you feel comfortable right away. Well, another thing worth mentioning, this is one incredible shifting bike. I mean, it's almost reminiscent to the Suzukis I had way back when. I mean, this is what, my 4th, 5th KTM, and this thing, I mean, it really shifts well. It's just kind of incredible how good it does shift. But, yeah, I don't know what they did, but that's just one slick gearbox. The throttle, and this is easiest pull throttle I've ever seen or ever had. And it's kind of nice. It's less fatigue in your hands, less arm pump. So, you know, hey, it's a good thing. Stock, I think it's a pretty good looking bike. I think some decent graphics on here could definitely look better, you know, but I'm kind of contemplating whether to get graphics down the road. Oh yeah, there's my Oregon permit. Do a lot of riding in Central Oregon. Dislikes on the bike. First and most obvious thing, these are just noisy bikes. The motors sound like a bunch of marbles in a can sometimes. Clatters around, makes a lot of noise. This is my second 350, made the same noise. Any 350 I've ever heard, they all make the same noise. They just make a lot of noise in the motor, but they seem to last a long time. They're loud. Every 350 I ever heard, they're loud. I'm thinking maybe down the road I'll get a different exhaust. A friend of mine, he has the FX 350 Husky, same year. He's got an FMF on there, and it really seemed to help the sound a little bit. And I don't know if it helped the power. It's really hard to say in that respect. But so, yeah, 500, 600 bucks. So that's probably going to be a little bit different. And I'm sure I'll probably get some suspension work. Like I said earlier, I like the air forks, but I know they can be a little bit better. Maybe get some modifications to the rear shock. Okay, I'm going to be due to have the oil change here probably another 10, 15 hours. You know, I can push it 60 hours because I don't race it all the time. So, see how that works. Future mods for the bike. Probably get some fastway pegs. That'll open up about a 1/2 inch in ergonomics, which I just think will make the bike more comfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's comfortable the way it is. But it doesn't hurt to have a little bit more comfort, a little bit easier when you're going from the sitting to standing position. And I probably set too much the way it is anyway. Like I said, different exhausts, graphics, suspension mods. Right now I got the Tusk hybrid tire on there. I really like it. I mean, what a great tire. I've got probably 10 hours on this thing. For 60 bucks, 65 bucks, this thing has really done an incredible job. So, anyway, I think that's just about it. I hope you enjoyed this review on my 2023 KTM 350 XCF. And thanks for watching.